Friends, today's Niisama program from Los Angeles brought to you commercial free by listeners like you. Your generous donations make possible for us to stay commercial free, and today's show is pre-recorded. If you have a question for the guest, please send an email to nrisama@gmail.com. We will follow up with the guest and find the answer for you. Thank you for your support.
Hello everyone, this is Indu Kalsi. A very warm welcome to Niisama. Today, I'm happy to introduce you all to Upasana Makati, the founder of India's first English lifestyle magazine in Braille. She was also awarded at L'Oréal Paris Femina Women Awards 2014. So Upasana, since you're here, so please let us know the wonderful story behind white print.
Right. Thank you so much for having me. And white print was basically, something that I thought about a year and a half ago, and it was just a thought that came to me, that one night when I was just sitting and sort of thinking with myself, about how, if the sighted were to read, there were easily a 15 names that I could think about immediately. But when I did the same exercise for the visually impaired, I honestly couldn't think about even one name or, in any of the sections. That sort of worried me and also, sort of scared me to some extent because, what, we're in 2014 and reading is something all of us enjoy. So that's when I began research and I started speaking to a lot of people and found out that there was no magazine of this nature and there was no magazine, on a monthly basis at all. Keeping that in mind, I went to the National Association for the Blind that's located in Mumbai and I spoke to the authorities there. And, of course, they were apprehensive at the first place because, it was just a 24-year-old coming to them with an idea and, not having any sort of, financial backing from a big organization. That's where the problem started. But, I decided to take it ahead and, go ahead and register with the press registry here in India. Once I did that, it took me 8 long months just to get a title white print. And once I was through with that, that's when the ball started rolling and, I approached a lot of advertisers to advertise in the magazine because, I wasn't running a charity here. And also the fact that I was an individual starting something of this nature, finances was one of the major roadblocks for me. That is when, yeah. So it took me I had 3 months in my hand to come out with the first issue, and our debut issue was in May 2013. So yes, that's where White Prince begins.
Oh, that's interesting. So why did you choose the title as white print? Any idea behind that?
White print is actually a very creative way of, putting the script of Braille. Braille is just a string of dots. It's a combination of 6 dots that, gives rise to words in different languages, etc. And, these are white dots. So white print is a very creative way of putting that, into perspective. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it would be also very interesting to know, Pasna, that why did you choose to publish a lifestyle magazine, but why not any textbook for these people?
Right. Right. Actually, there are textbooks that are already printed in Braille here in India. And the fact that, it's not only about textbooks, like, me and you also love to sit with a book, a novel, or any magazine of our choice, during during time that we're not doing anything else. So probably when you're traveling, probably while you're just sitting having coffee on a Sunday morning, it's a magazine or a book that accompanies you all this while. So that's when the thought that a lifestyle magazine would be perfect, and I don't sort of stick to the exact definition of a lifestyle magazine per se. We also include politics. We also include short stories in the magazine because we wanted to give the magazine the nature of lifestyle. Like our life is not complete without politics. That's what we meant
Correct.
by the term lifestyle when we put together the magazine.
So what are the contents in your magazine?
Right. We have a very mixed, content in terms of we have music-related interviews, of major singers and music directors in India. We've also included a column on fashion. There is a column of short stories, as I mentioned, because we wanted to add a literary angle to the magazine. Apart from that, we do have, information about technology that's happening around the world, especially for the visually impaired, because, that would help them sort of lead their lives more comfortably. We also include a lot of film information because our readers, demanded that they wanted to know more than what they already knew, Even though they cannot sit and watch a film, they do sit and hear the dialogues of a film. So, that's when we included a column on films. Apart from that, we also include a lot of readers' contribution because, it's a good way for them to publish their work and share it with the rest of the, country. So, a lot of readers write their poems, they write short stories or any opinion piece in the magazine in that particular column. Apart from that, we
Okay.
do have health, travel-related columns. It's a complete package, That's how I term it.
That's nice. That's nice. So do you also include contributions from freelancer writers as well?
Oh, yes, yes, absolutely. We do include freelancer contribution in the magazine. Like, for example, Barkha Dutt, a leading journalist in India, she writes the political column voluntarily for the magazine. There are a lot of people across India who've come to us and, included their short stories and, a lot of their work in the magazine in terms of opinion pieces. And we also had somebody from the US who came, her name is Ramya. She works with Facebook and she contributes a lot of short stories to our magazine. And she lives in California currently. So she has been contributing to our magazine for quite some time now. So we've had a lot of contribution across, probably India and going a little abroad as well.
That sounds good. So, since you mentioned, Upasana, that the major challenge was the finance in
Mm-hmm.
bringing this magazine into the picture. So, why did you choose to start a magazine in Braille? Why not an audio magazine? Considering the fact that voice recording is cheaper than publishing a
Right,
magazine
right.
in Braille. Yeah.
True, true. Actually, one of the major findings that I had while I was doing my research was, people were very, they were reliable only, they used to rely on radio, they used to rely on recordings, and the whole day at office they would be working using the software JAWS, which speaks to them. So, just as you and me would love something physical in our hand to read, that joy is something else. The joy that newspaper each morning gives you, a novel gives you while you're traveling, is you cannot replace that. So I wanted to give people that physical, while you touch and read, that feeling is something else. Apart from people reading out to you. So actually yesterday I had somebody tell me that while he traveled in the train, he saw this visually impaired person sitting with a white print. So that is what we mean by saying that, earlier that boy used to sit and listen to radio or, listen to music, but that day when yesterday when he traveled, he saw him with a copy of white print. So, that is real success for us because people love to have something in their hand while they're traveling or while they're sitting at home. It's something else. So that's why a physical copy is what we opted for.
Friends, NRI Sama is a non-profit independent alternate media from Los Angeles, USA, which brings positive stories from grassroots activists from all corners of India and across the world. Among others, we focus on stories of need for equality, inspiration, environment, health, and politics. NRI Samay does not rely on corporate funding, and thus our shows are commercial free. We only rely on your donations. Please consider donating to NRI Samay, and all donations are kept transparent on nrisamay.com.
That sounds good. So
Right.
why don't you share a few more stories about how has been the response from your readers so far?
Mm-hmm. Right, right. It's been great. I mean, we didn't expect this sort of response, to be honest with you. Like, when the magazine came out, we had a very great response from the media here as well as people. And, a lot of our subscribers even wrote to us in terms of, they dictated letters to their friends. And I had a 7-page long letter from somebody in India, and somebody else had also sent me a poem on WhatsApp. And apart from that, a person went ahead and kept the magazine in his showcase, and he said, "I'm going to preserve it because it means a lot to us." So such responses from people, and some most of the time I wake up with a call from a subscriber telling me how they like the issue, what they'd love to read in the magazine. So all of that together is great. It feels amazing, and that satisfaction that you get, probably no hefty paycheck of a job would have ever got me. So it's wonderful. I mean, readers have accepted it so beautifully, and that's what matters to us.
Wow, what a motivation you have. That's wonderful. So,
Right.
Upasana, how does your magazine approach this special class of people in India or outside India?
Right. We usually take the route, we are associated with the National Association for the Blind in India. And, we use their huge database that they have to reach out to the smallest towns and villages. And of course, the media has been helping us, beautifully, because every media article, in the smallest of newspapers gets us more and more subscribers to the magazine. And we started off as 20 subscribers, and today we have around 300. So it's been a great journey for us, and that's where we also use social media to spread the word. And there are times we get subscriptions from towns and villages that I've never even heard about in my life, and that happens through a lot of word of mouth publicity in the country.
That's great.
And
So,
with reference to, the magazine going abroad, we've not yet taken it to the international level, but yes, very soon our next phase is going to be at the international level.
well, that's the long-term plan, and I wish you all the
Right.
best for that.
Thank you so much.
So Upasana, how does the fund cycle work for the magazine? Is it commercial or
Right.
charity?
Right, right. On as I mentioned before, we are not opting in for charity because we see commercial potential in this, and we see a business potential in this. And when we started off as the Raymond Group advertised with us, and what they were the first advertisers who gave a 5-page long article in the magazine, because Braille ads are text-based ads, and not the glamorous looking and, technologically advanced sort of graphic based ads that you usually see on television and in newspapers. And apart from that, we had Tata Group advertising with us, and Coca-Cola took this to another level where, they came up with, an audio-based ad. They came up with, when the center spread of the magazine was opened, you could hear the song Umeedo Wali Dhoop, and, so it worked just like a musical card. So that's where they took the innovation to the next level, and, our readers were surprised and thrilled to another extent. So that's and that's where I see the potential. I believe that advertising in a Braille magazine will definitely be the next level in advertising itself. So yes, of course, it's a roadblock, and we are still in the process of communicating this aspect to a lot of companies, and we are in the process of reaching out to more and more people. But it will be a slow, but definitely a concept that the world is yet to see. So yes, I totally believe in advertising in Braille, and hopefully, yes, we'll have more and more people joining us, in this sort of movement that we have taken forward.
I agree to you on that, Upasana. So
Right.
do you also accept donations for the magazine?
We don't accept donations per se, but we do accept sponsorship of subscription. So there are a lot of people, who cannot afford to shell out the 300 rupees that we charge them for the year, which is an absolutely basic fee. But when they do not, we look out for donors to sponsor their subscription. So that's how we accept donations, but only when the magazine is reaching out to somebody, not on a personal level. Yeah.
So how much does one white print cost, and how do I subscribe to it?
Right. It's basically 30 rupees per copy, and if you subscribe for the whole year, that is 12 issues, you can avail of the subscription in 300 rupees, so you get a discount of 60 rupees. And anyone could subscribe by, writing into us at upasana@whiteprint.in. And you could send in your emails, and I would just require your postal address. And yes, you could transfer money online or money order. We made it convenient to people, however they'd like to pay, and not causing any hassle to any reader. So that's how a subscription model basically works.
Okay. So have you also employed any visually challenged people in your business?
See, I'm running the business by myself currently, but we do have proofreaders at the National Association for the Blind that we've employed, who proofread the magazine for us in Braille, because they are experts in Braille. So, we want the job to be done by the best. So, yes, visually impaired people proofread the magazine at the National Association for the Blind.
Okay.
Right.
So how do you plan to expand this business?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, should you not join hands with an NGO to reach out to the literate class in the rural areas, or schools for visually impaired people?
Right. Actually, we've been very fortunate enough to join hands with the National Association for the Blind, because, it is a very, very prominent body in the country that reaches out to maximum number of people. So they've been really wonderful help for us, and to help us, as you said, to help us reach out to the rural areas in India as well. So that way, we've joined hands with the best. So we believe in their reach, and they constantly motivate us to do better, and reach out to more and more people as possible. So, and expansion in terms of our primary aim for the next few years is to set up a very strong foundation in India, and hopefully while we are doing so, also take it to another country, and have other readers enjoy the magazine there as well.
That was wonderful. So we wish you all the best on behalf
Thank
of
you so
NRI
much.
Survey Upasana. I
Thanks
hope you
a
reach
lot.
out to as many people as we have in India for this wonderful magazine. Thank you so
Sure.
much for
Thank you
giving
so
us
much.
time,
It was a
Upasana.
pleasure talking. Yeah, pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Friends, if you liked today's show, please go to youtube.com/NRI Samay and click on the subscribe button. You will get notified every time we publish a new show. And you can also like us on our social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Google.